and then to close down the aspects of their operation that are no good. What was done was the opposite. The good banks have been penalized or merged. The bad banks have been allowed to get bigger. They rewarded the wrongdoers. And there's very little prosecution going on of those who, in my opinion, have committed control fraud. They have set up a system where the system of lending and of securitizing harmed the nation, and they're not being held accountable. And one of the reasons they're not being held accountable is because the FBI is not fully staffed to prosecute. I've been fighting for 1,000 agents, which isn't enough.
Right, we remember that.
Yeah, and at the beginning we had 150. Now maybe we have 300. You wouldn't do this. These are financial terrorists, and we're allowing them to proceed and rewarding them rather than bringing them to justice. What's happened in the system is they said, hey, American people, too bad, throw your problem on the taxpayer and let them walk away free. And that's exactly what's happened. And what they're saying to the American people is, if we hadn't done this, well, America would have gone into depression. Guess what? They did it, and we did.
George Bush, he was the one that put all the FBI agents on the terrorists. He was investigating terrorism in the United States with those agents, and he pulled them off going after white-collar criminals.
Yes.
And this is what happened there. But to get back with the Wall Street, many progressives are upset with Obama. They realize he's not freeing up money for Main Street. He's dealing with the people that he put in positions of power that are supposed to be regulating these banks are the same ones that were in the Bill Clinton administration, and they're not Summers and others like that, and they're not really they're not working for Americans, and many progressives are upset with that.
They should be upset.
When he talked about the FBI today, I took it upon myself to give you a file, and it speaks to the FBI and what you've been asking about. So what we want to do is we want you to help us because we trust you. I've been up watching the Hill for 3 years, just as a common person that runs an organization of a lot of retirees trying to help America. When we saw Michael Moore's, it was a great movie, and people are trying to not let people see it.
Isn't that interesting?
It's interesting. And the bishop in my domain in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is now decided, after some push from our parsonages to say, I think Marcy Kaptur was correct in going in front of that Capitol building and speaking with Michael Moore, because he's trying to help America. What we need is you, and we need Michael Moore to tell our story, to get the American people. Today I brought you a file, and I left it with your group.
Okay.
It's about the FBI. When you mentioned the FBI, I'm a justice person like yourself. In my 70 years, we worked. Liberty is correct, what you say. And that's why we have followed you as long as we have.
The students might think about organizing a tent city on Washington.
All right.
Why couldn't they do that and demand that $143 billion in bonuses be taken and given to relieve their student debt?
Correct.
We need, in this 21st century, the model for freedom that the veterans did.
Yes.
After our wars, after World War I, for heaven's sake, they weren't taking care of our veterans. They marched on Washington.
Yes.
Jesse Jackson, Reverend Martin Luther King during the 1960s on civil rights in Washington. The nation changed. The nation changed. So I think for our young people, this is the 21st century.
True.
Are we going to hear them? Are they going to march for liberty? Are they going to do that? I think that this is a tremendous opportunity. I think it would change the nation. Is it easy? No.
I think we've seen it.